in terms of gold, we've actually lost around 70% since 1985.
Right.
So even though housing prices have gone down by a third in gold terms, we haven't been able to buy them because we needed 3 people for the same, for the same amount of stuff. Going on in 20, it looks like.
Yes. Hey, Big O, I see y'all. Come on in. Tell everybody about the couch. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Instagram. Well, about to be in about 5 seconds.
Hello, everyone.
Right. Hello, everybody. Y'all come on in. Let me get my theme music started. Hey, I see y'all. Yes, let me get it started.
It's time for the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. Trust me, it ain't no fucking limits. I said none.
Period. Now, I'm not going to play any music because I do have a guest today. But y'all already know what time it is. It's the Couch Chronicles where there ain't no fucking limits. Today, all the way from Tulsa, I have Henry with me. And his business name is WeakestLink. What would you like to be called, Henry or?
Henry is fine, thank you.
All right, Henry. Now, can you tell everybody who you are and where you're from without me? Because you might not be from Tulsa, you might have just came from there.
Yeah, my name's Henry Vandiver. I'm known as WeakestLink99 on YouTube. I have done YouTube videos in the past, and maybe I'll upload a few more. I'm from Sand Springs, and right now I am studying on Coursera to be a data analyst. I'm learning about Python, machine learning, and Microsoft Excel, stuff like that. I'm also learning from a course from Peking University. I'm learning Mandarin Chinese as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Can you speak anything yet?
我希望盖饭.
Okay. 我希望. Did I say that right?
希望.
我希望.
Yeah. I'm not even. My tones are still a bit off.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Teach me when you learn.
Yeah, I will. When I go through and go past into the more advanced courses, I'll teach you a bit more.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
Now, WeakestLink99. How did you come up with that name?
It was from the British TV show The Weakest Link that aired on BBC America. I think there was a couple US versions as well. And then it went all around the world. It was a very interesting show. I like the host, Ann Robinson. So I thought, hey, that might be a cool name, When you're like 11, you're not thinking super professional names.
Right. So WeakestLink99 is when you came up at 9 years old. You came up with that?
I think it was like 10 or 11.
Wow.
Beforehand, I had some other names on the internet. I think the one I remember most was Duck Buck.
Duck Buck.
It is for this thing called Caps that I used to watch a lot of CNBC as a kid, along with stuff like Stump the Schwab, Around the Horn. And CNBC had this program where you tried to pick stocks that would outperform the S&P 500.
Oh, wow.
And I managed to find one that, at least at the time, was promising. Their symbol was RZ, and it was a geothermal energy company. And I got up to the top, beat Jim Cramer and the like, and then went off of it for a while. And then when I went back, we'll see how RZ's doing. We'll pick them again. It turns out they did not have what they thought they had at best.
Wow. What got you into all that? Was there somebody specific in your family that was into it?
No, I think I literally just turned on the TV as a kid.
And it just caught your attention and you just
Yeah.
stuck with it.
Yeah, I think shows like Fast Money, every show has money in it on that channel. It looks like Mad Money. It caught my attention, like Mad Money especially, because it's super fast paced. All the crazy buttons Jim Cramer has, like buy and sell, and the House of Pain.
Wow, you remember all of that.
Yeah, I remember some of them. I don't remember all of them.
Okay. Now, who taught you how to code?
I did a course from the University of Toronto. That was the first course I did. I started on Christmas.
The University of Toronto. Where's that located?
Toronto.
I didn't want to say that because really?
Yeah,
That's fucking cool.
But I do the online courses on Coursera, and a lot of universities upload their courses online for people to do, and ended up being a free course, and it got me to buy their Plus for like $400 that Coursera has, and I've been doing several different courses as well. I'm going for the Google Data Analyst Certificate, and then there's one Unilever has for a supply chain analyst, and then machine learning from IBM. I'm trying to do as many of those as possible to strengthen my resume. The field that I'd like to get into are like the more evergreen fields, like oceanic logistics, like with Hapag-Lloyd. And continental logistics would be great too. Norfolk Southern, J.B. Hunt, that kind of thing.
What's the difference between those two?
So, oceanic logistics involves boats that cross oceans and canals. Like, you have companies like Evergreen and Matson and all that. CSOCO. Sorry, COSCO, that's my bad. Things like that. Yeah. So you have those kind of companies, and they operate many different kinds of ships from 20,000 20-foot container unit container ships all the way down to super small ships that can get through like the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Oh, wow.
And then while continental logistics is more trains and the trucking industry and all that kind of thing, but it's mainly moving stuff around to places that need it. The other industry that I wouldn't mind finding work in is agriculture. I have a coding project that I've been working on that I wouldn't mind showing off if we have the time today.
Yeah, we do. It's all about you.
Yeah.
We got all the time that you need.
All right.
Yes. Because I definitely want you to show them, a little bit of the coding. I wish, I could have connected you to the...
Yeah.
Is this the HDMI cord?
Yes, that is. That looks like an HDMI to me.
Yeah, I actually could. If we have an HDMI, I actually could connect you if you want to show.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that if that's all right.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
Now, you do have your own YouTube channel.
Yes.
You post gaming clips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What inspired that?
A lot of the people who inspired the gaming clips part of it is all the YouTubers and streamers that I've been watching. Like, it started when I created the channel. I was watching people like Proton John, who are really famous in the gaming, and the Runaway Guys. And a lot of those kind of, watching those kind of games, as well as some of the more sports games that I like NCAA college football, which I'm thankful is coming back, hopefully to PC, and stuff like Madden as well. Most of my gaming stuff isn't actually gaming. It was I wanted to, get into commentary. I thought it'd be easier than it was, but it's not easy at all. You basically have to do 4 years of university for it, and even then, unless you're doing esports and then you're in the tier 3 scene like I already do as an event administrator for Frost, which we do Rocket League and Valorant. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do tournaments every week, and the casters, if you're doing tier 3 events in Rocket League, it's not that much for the amount of time. I mean, it is something, but you really have to know your game. And really, a lot of these esports titles, like I tried to get into playing Valorant, and I ended up playing as Sage, because Sage and Killjoy were the 2 agents that I ended up playing as, and it's just, I could never find anything with it.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Now, do you have like a group of friends that do gaming as well, or are you the only one out of your friends?
A lot of my friends are through gaming. Like, I have some coworkers who I'm in a Discord with. Their Discord channel is called. Let me pull it.
Yeah.
Let me see,
yes.
because I forget. I think it's called the Tarkov Boys because of the video game Escape from Tarkov, which, after the disaster that was the $250 package that they sold just for this one thing that the $150 package didn't include.
Oh, wow. Damn. If y'all just now tuning in, it is the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. CouchChronicles.NoLimits on Instagram, and my main YouTube Instagram, and my .com, which is THA, real JANELL. Make sure that you follow my guest Henry on all social media. His information will be in the description. It's WeakestLink99. And like I said, it will be in the description. You'll be able to pull it up on Spotify, Pandora. If you watch it on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, I like that. See, you have a really good speaking voice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, that's what I was saying. I was watching a lot of your YouTube videos, and I was like, look at him.
Thank you.
Is Detroit one of your favorite teams?
No, but it ended up being one of my favorite teams to commentate.
Okay.
I like the Pirates and the Rockies, but neither of them are doing particularly well.
Right.
The Pirates had a pretty good start, but the Rockies have been a lost cause for a while. I think they need a change in ownership.
Okay. And you heard it straight from Henry's mouth. The hell. Now, how much time do you dedicate to your business and then to yourself?
So I don't have a lot of time for everything. I can't do everything every week. I work 32 hours a week at Walmart, and then I have the studying that I have to do to make sure I can get this resume looking good and can send it off to these companies. I think I spend around 8 hours on that, and then I have to be able to relax. I've been watching a lot of VTubers, like with Phase Connect. Rooney Ruse is one of my favorites, along with Airi Chisaka and Shina Amanogawa, I think her name is. I'm really sorry if I botched that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You do play a lot of games. What's your favorite console? Is it console or PC?
It's PC.
For you, okay.
Because I forget about consoles. I had a VR headset at one point,
All right.
and I forgot about the VR headset and didn't use it as often enough and had to give it away to my sibling. Consoles are the same issue. It's just I'm so focused around my PC, and even then, I don't get to game as much as I want to. I watch a lot of YouTube party crashers as well. Yeah, just a lot of gaming and a lot of my favorites. I watch stuff with my favorite characters as well, like Kawakami Sensei from Persona 5, and Himiko, Welt Yang, and Kafka from Honkai Star Rail. I would love to date all three of those characters.
Really? So
Yeah.
if they were real life, you would be just like, hey.
Yeah.
If they said, marry me, Henry.
Yeah. Well, I could only marry one of them, so I'd probably end up marrying Himiko rather than Kafka, and have Kafka marry Welts.
Why Himiko?
Because she's a bit. I like the redheads, and they're both,
Okay.
but couldn't do wrong with either of them because they're both.
Aren't you a natural redhead? Because your beard here has red in it.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. It's kind of a tinge of red.
I see it. Y'all can't see it, but I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But you can't go wrong with either of them because they're very curvy. I like the
Oh, you like thick girls.
I like the thick girls. I like the ones who take control.
Oh.
Who, when they, I like the ones who tend to approach me, close down the space, that kind of thing. Well, I mean, you saw it when I sent you that 9 pages.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So curvy and all. So, are you? And I read your, I call it a book.
Yeah.
Even though it's not completed just yet.
It was a kind of a short story. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Do you consider yourself a freak?
A little bit. I mean, I think we're all kind of in that way.
I got a halo over my head. I'm kidding.
But you'll be surprised at how early, at least, we've been showing more of our freaky kind of side. I think one of the biggest moments, and something my dad had to desperately cover my eyes over as a kid, is there was a documentary on the Gong Show, which is something that I like watching. I'm a bit of a Soviet judge on that one, but obviously more modern, But there was this act called Have You Got a Nickel? And it was literally two women giving a simulated blowjob on a popsicle.
Wow. Yeah.
And it had a very mixed response. One judge gave it a 0, one a 2, and then J.P. Morgan, my favorite judge on the show, ended up giving it a 10, saying that's how I got into this kind of industry.
Oh wow, that is. Can I watch that somewhere? That sounds.
Yeah,
like,
it's on YouTube.
Sounds like something I want to watch. It sounds kind of funny. I like funny stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really into funny movies, but like funny little clips and funny little stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't watch movies either, really.
Really?
Yeah.
My wife just got me into it. It's
I
different.
think the last movie I watched before I went to LA and watched that Dragon Ball Z movie was Almost Christmas, that I watched when it came out.
Right.
It was a good movie. It's so expensive. Like, I went to watch Beerus Destroy the Earth. Cost me $20, and then, it's
that's
LA.
Not, you know what? I was going to say, that's actually not that, the one in, I think it's Norman. It's like $22.
Yeah.
But the chairs and everything shake, and you can smell what's in the movie.
It wasn't quite like that. It was a 2D theater, but it was a recliner.
Right.
And it is LA, so you pay the LA prices there. And then I think it was around $20 for the large drink and the popcorn as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, with the way you like your women,
Yeah.
do you have a special woman in your life?
Unfortunately, no. I have been single since I dumped. It was more of a mutual thing, but since I broke up with my last boyfriend about, a little over 6 months ago now, I have been single. So
Why'd y'all break up?
wanted different things, you know. And obviously, long distance is difficult, especially when you're, a couple thousand miles apart. But I wanted something a bit more long term and a little less.
Yeah. What's long term for you?
The relationship that I had, the first one was 9 months, and that was relatively in the middle. I don't think I was quite ready for what I thought I wanted there. And then the second one, long distance, July to November, was 4 months. So that's, I'd say it's on the medium, but a little shorter in that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who came on to who first?
It's usually the other person because I'm oblivious. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Them big old dreamy eyes and you oblivious?
Yeah. I do not get signals at all. And when I do, it's all the basic ones, and you're doing 1 million a minute, and it's pointless.
So what if a woman came and hit on you and said, "Hey, I want to go on a date with you"?
If she said those exact words, it would probably work.
Really?
Yeah. If she's just said, "Hey, how's it going?"
Right.
Not happening.
Right. But if she was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna keep it real. I want a date, and maybe tonight we might end up fucking."
Yeah, that would definitely work. That would get my attention.
Henry, you are so funny. Y'all, if you just now tuning in, it is the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I got Henry on the couch, WeakestLink99 on all social media. You can look him up. It'll show his real name as well. Make sure you follow and support. It's all about love, support, good vibes, positive energy, and that's all we trying to spread. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. Couch Chronicles.No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube Instagram, and my .com, which is THA, real JANELL. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you hit the like button. Wherever you're watching, make sure that you share the live and tell somebody about the couch. And tell somebody about Henry. Henry is a cool guy. I am digging you, for real. You are really cool.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now, what is your favorite game to play when you do play games?
I've been playing a lot of MLB The Show 24. I like the Road to the Show mode. I'm very happy with the changes. This is the first time you could play as a woman in the game, so I've tried that experience. I'm still playing the same position, closing pitcher, but it's nice the way that they've had it be a little different, but it's pretty much the same story as it was last year. You're not buying a sports game for the more original kind of story elements.
Right.
One thing I would like to see with sports games, especially 2K, I'd like to see them go a bit more towards Pokemon Mesa Star and have it be more of an arcade game.
Right. I love Pokemon.
Yeah, separate out my team and my career, and a lot of the players aren't really in my career for playing in the NBA. They just want to get to the fucking park.
Right.
But I would rather see them do some sort of golden tee-like spending model rather than charge you $60 for the game and then $50 for making your player up to $85.
Right. Damn.
Yeah. It is a mess. There is no wonder why every single year Ronnie 2K gets criticized.
Oh yeah, I met him.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I actually was about to post his picture up because I got to meet him. I got to interview Damian Lillard. I didn't get to interview Ronnie 2K because he was in the middle of showing everybody a new game. But yeah, he gets criticized a lot.
Yeah. A lot of it is deserved. Most recently I heard It was from the My Team players. From my understanding, you had to collect. They had this whole card collection award that was supposed to be Kobe, and they changed it to 2 100 overall players instead. And everyone's complaining because they had to spend to potentially get this Kobe card. They had to spend about, I think it was Badge Plug's video that I watched. It was around 5,000 US plus
Just for the card?
just for the cards plus 1,000 hours of playtime.
So if you have the money but you don't have the hours of playtime, you don't get it?
No, that's from my understanding because some portions are earned through the packs where you had to buy the packs, and the packs are a ridiculous price as well because I see some of Troydan's openings and they're about, I think, 10,000 VC per pack, which is frankly ridiculous. It's unheard of. I thought 2K18 was bad when I bought that game for full price.
How much was it full price?
60.
So a lot of these games, and I'm not, like, I was into gaming, but I wasn't into gaming and paying for, like, clothes and extra stuff.
Yeah.
How much can that get up to?
I've heard of one Diablo Immortal player who spent up to 6 figures.
You said what?
Yeah, 6 figures, around 100,000 US.
Oh,
And
hell no. To make your player
and then he complained.
invincible or what?
It made him so he couldn't queue up because his character was too strong too early. So he bought all the crap day one, all the stuff, and then he beat everyone and then couldn't get anyone to queue against him.
Oh my god.
And then wanted a refund.
Because that's a waste of money.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Y'all are putting a lot into these games, which some of y'all are really getting paid. I know somebody that was getting paid to be a gamer.
Yeah.
So I guess, when you pay to be a gamer, why not put into your character to make them the biggest and the best?
Yeah. A lot of the people I see, like Mina Aoyama, Akuma Nimine, they get paid by Hoyoverse to roll and spend for Stellar Jade. It's a different thing every game. They can't just have one fucking name for it.
Now you also play guitar.
I did. I don't anymore.
Did you take lessons or?
Yeah, I did a senior year. They offered a music course. I already did music appreciation. I didn't want to do that again.
Right.
I didn't want to run 5Ks every week, which honestly I regret a bit. I probably should have done cross country again.
Right.
It was track that was annoying because, I wasn't good enough with the shot puts.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I was 112, so the shot puts almost was heavier than me.
Right.
300 hurdles. The next year I got injured. I thought, okay, I'm going to do a music class instead, and maybe I'll get off on time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up getting picked up at 4 p.m. anyway.
Oh, shit.
But I did get to learn a bit of guitar.
I know, I heard you.
About a minute of Freebird was my final project second semester.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I was able to play just the first minute. I couldn't play the guitar normally. I had to play it.
The way I sing.
Yeah.
That's actually how I started playing because I didn't want to cut my nails.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's the fact that whenever you're holding the guitar the correct way,
Right.
I couldn't see where my fingers were.
Yes, and then the way the fingers, sometimes you gotta come all the way up and then slide down and, I get it.
Yeah, I couldn't see at all. So that was the difficulty with guitar. But we persevered and we ended up doing pretty all right, but I think I've forgotten most of it.
Mm-hmm. Now, would you consider yourself bisexual, pansexual?
Bisexual.
Do you know what the difference is?
I've heard it before, but I forget because to me there doesn't seem. It seems like it's all discourse and not any action.
See, but I've never considered myself bisexual. I've always felt like I was pansexual. I've always, and even from before I even knew it was a word, I was like, I'm not bisexual. I just don't believe that love has a gender. And when I got older, that was basically pansexual. I'm like, okay, that's me.
Yeah, I guess, it probably isn't correct to use them interchangeably, like I would think, because, gender really doesn't have bearing with me. Love
is love.
Yeah.
Whoever you fall in love with and whoever loves you truly and you feel it, it's like, yo, I don't care if you I would care if you was a monkey or a animal because that's bestiality.
Yeah,
But
there's some lines.
I wouldn't care if you was purple, shit, but as long as you human, we good. Matter of fact, you could be an alien and I'll be good.
Yeah,
Would you be good with an alien?
There's a lot of people who like Sarah Kerrigan.
Alien sex.
I'm not a big fan of. It depends on what the alien looks like, I think.
See, that's what I'm saying. Let that alien come down here looking good and thick. You gonna be like, wait a second now. I don't know if I can turn you down, baby. Now you actually have a video on your YouTube that's 33K.
Yeah, it was kind of a freak accident how it got
and
that
it had and 88 comments. I think more.
Yeah, it was right after graduation. Our school, Charles Page High School, ended up doing this thing called senior celebration. Basically, they didn't want people getting drunk and high.
Right.
So they offered us events. They had like this money machine where all the money was stuck at the bottom so you couldn't reach down and grab it. They had this trailer of video games.
Setting you up.
They had a hypnotist towards the end, which apparently someone like me cannot be hypnotized ethically. I learned that day.
Okay, tell me why.
Because I'm on the autism spectrum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So hypnotizing is not something you can ethically do, or at least not.
They would get in trouble, wouldn't they?
Yeah, at least not what that person was willing to consider ethical.
Right. Did you want to get hypnotized?
I was up there, yeah.
You wanted to?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, it was fun, and I was like, we're just gonna fool around. I mean, everyone might remember this. Well, they remember me sucking at table tennis, but
yeah, 33K views.
Yeah.
I wanted to get hypnotized because I have a phobia of silverware.
Yeah.
And I can't take it. And I was like, well, maybe if I get hypnotized, maybe it'll work.
Yeah.
But didn't work out too well. I didn't get hypnotized. I couldn't find anybody. But yeah, was that your girlfriend in the video?
No. It was one of my friends. I had a lot of friends in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much with everyone in a friend group in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It was that kind of thing. I usually hung out with all the people who did the sports and all that, but I had a lot of nerdy interests as well, and then...
What's a nerdy interest to you?
So, I was just like all the theater kids, a lot of the video game players.
Shout out to all my theater kids. You are not a nerd. I love theater. The hell? Yes.
Well, they do end up having other nerdy kind of traits as well. They're like... They usually end up, liking stuff like Twilight, Lord of the Rings, those kind of big series. Harry Potter was big back then, at least bigger than I think it was now. I think the market's kind of, slowing down on that kind of...
On Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it, actually. I read the books.
I read the first 3, I think. And then after that, it wasn't quite interesting.
Yeah, I think I did read the first 3 and stopped.
Yeah.
I think they stopped making it very interesting to me because the movie.
Yeah. For me, it was just not, didn't hold my attention. It was like, oh, you're playing Quidditch again. Oh, lovely.
Right.
Wow. Oh, and this evil guy shows up.
Now, why aren't you in a relationship?
Uh,
Do you have time right now? If somebody presented the
If someone
opportunity?
presented the opportunity, I definitely would, but no one has presented the opportunity, and it's very difficult for me to tell. I just, I can't see the signals very convincingly, and whatever I do see, I doubt.
Why? Why do you doubt yourself?
I mean, I doubt that it's intended towards me because there's so many people around, and it's, that could be towards the guy behind me or anything like that.
Right.
But, so it has been a bit difficult, but I am available and I wouldn't mind, so.
Right. Do you want to be married? Do you want to?
Yes, I'd love to be married and have kids, so.
Yeah, I really hope that for you, seriously. I met my wife at prison. I was in prison, and I'm thankful, actually, for all the situations that I've been through because it led me to where I am now.
Yeah.
If you guys are just now tuning in, it is the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I got Henry on the couch, WeakestLink99 on all social media. Make sure that you follow him on all social media. No matter wherever you're watching, tell somebody about the couch. Share, like, subscribe, all of that. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram and my main YouTube Instagram and my
I think my Twitter is slightly different. I'm remembering now because it's WLink99 because my original Twitter when I made it when I was 11 was WeakestLink99, and then I tried to fix the age on it, and then they locked the account.
Ooh.
And so I had to make a new Twitter account.
Okay, so you're on freaky Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I honestly I don't think I can show it because we're live and I don't want you getting shut down.
Right, Twitter is different now.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who are on OnlyFans, and
oh yeah,
I really don't mind seeing it. It's just worrying about in public having.
Right.
Giant pair of tits on the screen or someone's cock.
Oh, and listen, this is whenever it first turned to X. I didn't have any idea. I was just like, let me check on my friend. I did some music with him. Let me just go check on his page. I get on his page. I see cum shots. I see back shots. So I inbox him. I'm like, hey, friend, like, all I see is dick shots and cum shots on your page. He said, yeah, that's me. I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
He changed a bit.
Yeah, he did. So he was no longer a rapper, but he was wrapping people up with his cock. Now, what would you say your type is?
I would say that I'm more into the thick girls, the curvy type, a lot of it has been, Asian girls as well. I've found that out. It's a lot of the more controlling type because it was a bit earlier than I should have, looking that kind of stuff up on the hub and.
Right.
But when I was 16, a lot of the creators I ended up watching were like Larkin Love, Astro Domina, Princess Ellie Idol, that kind of thing. So it feels very natural, I think. But yeah, I really like people who approach me rather than me approaching them because it is so difficult to tell without being so blatantly obvious.
Well, what if they're scared to approach you?
If they're scared, then, I do try to approach, but if they're scared to approach me, I end up not just knowing it at all in the first place. So that's something that's difficult, and it's something I need to work on.
Right, that's real. Now, you started writing the book. Can you tell us a little bit about your storyline? Who came up with it? Like,
that was me. I was reading. Oh, sorry.
What?
I thought I talked over you.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. It was.
You gotta apologize ever.
I wrote it. A lot of people, write their fanfic style stories on Archive of their own and on Reddit and stuff. So I ended up writing something like that between me and Ari from League of Legends. So I wanted, how I wanted to be, how I wanted a woman to approach me.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do it.
Yeah, and I added in the fact that she was living with this couple that was dating as well. It was like Akagi from Azure Lane and then Tharja from Fire Emblem Awakening. Having them be on vacation, because I was thinking maybe I'll write a second part to this.
Yes.
I didn't end up doing so.
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for part 2.
Yeah. If I write it, I'll send it to you. But
please do.
yeah.
What got you into writing?
Just generally seeing everyone, all the fanfics on them. I ended up with the idea that, hey, maybe I'll write something. Why not? It was not the first thing I wrote, but it's the first thing that I wrote that I'm willing to talk about and not just throw into a giant vat of cringe, never to be seen again.
Yeah, it was actually really good, well written. A lot of times we have stories in our head. I know me, I want to write a story. But some of us don't know how to start to write a story. And if you start to read a story, you would have literally thought that you picked the book up from the library. I was like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Thank
you came up with that on your own. That is dope. For real.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, what is your biggest passion in life?
Biggest passion? That's a difficult question for me because I don't think about it often enough. Like, a lot of the time recently, I've been having to focus on me rather than any individual thing.
Right.
I think at this point, it probably would be me. I don't quite want it to be me, but I think that's the point that I would have now. I was, dealing with, depression and stuff like that is a bit difficult, and you have to focus inwardly first to really help out with that. I ended up going to therapy that my work provided, which I'm thankful for. And honestly, the greatest piece of advice about, yourself, self-love and that is, it was from RuPaul Charles. At the end of every episode of his show, I believe it's called RuPaul's Drag Race, he says, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? And that really sticks out to me.
Wow. It sticks out to me too. What did you do to handle your depression and to get out of that? And when did you notice, depression started creeping up in your life?
It's just a couple of years ago. It's been on and off, but I was never able to tell that I had it while I had it. It was always after the fact. And part of it is because you're not really taught to express your emotions like you should. You're not really taught to say, hey, I'm in a place right now where I need help. So it can be difficult to get the help in the first place. So it ended up taking a while to get to the point where I was in a position where I could have therapy, and then they also, with the way I did it, you have a limited number of sessions per year. You always think about, what if I run out? I don't want to use all of them right away, and in the end, you don't use enough of them. So I had to stop worrying about that as well.
Wow. Did you have, a support system when it came to that?
Yeah, I had my therapist, as well as telling my parents and my siblings that they're really my support system. My friends also helped as well. I hope they're watching this.
Oh yeah, we could share it too. They're gonna see it.
Yeah.
Now, what in your life was going on to where you was feeling depressed?
It just stunk, honestly. It's just, you're in the ruts, you're doing the same thing for 5 years, and you're in the rut, and you don't know how to get out. You're just thinking, oh dear, I don't want to do another fucking day of this shit. Especially when it ends up being a really stressful day out, in your life as well, whether it's work or whether there's something else going on, and you just kind of crumbled down.
Right.
And you have to, in a way, get help.
Was it difficult to get help at first? Was you scared, nervous?
Yeah, the first time I was scared, yeah. The second time, more recently, which was, I think, a few months ago, it was a lot better. And it was a lot easier for me to get into a position where I could seek help.
Mm-hmm. It was easier for you to identify that you needed help at that time because of your first experience?
That, and I was a bit more willing as well.
Okay. Right. What has therapy done for you?
Honestly, I've been the happiest that I've been in several years. Like, it's given me a new perspective on work. I do tend to work quite a bit and try and put the foot down when I'm at the job, and it can be difficult to keep going if you keep doing that, and eventually you're just going to wear out.
Right, that's true. That is so true. Now, and I really thank you for sharing that, because not a lot of people are brave enough to share, about, being depressed and what they had to do to get out of it. And, because it's not really taught, and especially in the Black community, you can't really talk about, going to therapy and all of that. So, as in your community, especially as a man,
Yeah.
is it like that for you as well?
It's gotten a bit better. But still, especially as a guy, you're expected to be the strong one, to not be the emotional one. So it can be difficult still to find the help.
That is so true. Now, you also vlog. Do you only vlog when you travel? Are you going to start vlogging again?
I only tend to do it when I travel. If you guys want me to do it more, I'd be more than happy to, but
Yes.
a lot of the cases, it's, wake up around 11:30, get ready to work, go home, take care of myself, jack off, that kind of thing, because it does have, your emotions have to go somewhere regardless of what they are. So
I'm glad you brought that up, because you're going to laugh, but I used to be addicted to masturbation, and I overcame it, but I literally had to do it. It wasn't even, it was just like had to.
yeah.
Like, it was like, fuck work. Work gotta wait. I got a nut. 57 times.
Yeah.
And it got really bad, and it was just like,
Yeah.
ooh.
It can be very serious for people.
Oh, it definitely was for me, baby, because I had to get rid of that. I can't even watch porn no more. I'm like,
Yeah.
And I was going through a lot of stressful things. That was actually making me depressed, was the masturbation.
Yeah.
For me, but for you, it helps you release. It helps you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a better day before you go to work to jack off?
I always do it in the evening.
Really?
So after work.
It's like taking the load off.
Yeah, in a way, and I don't always do it.
I'm not judging if you do. It's okay.
No, I'm being honest
No,
with you.
I literally couldn't breathe without masturbating.
Yeah, I probably don't do it enough, honestly.
I am starting a new series called, the Couch After Hours. So
Yeah, I saw that. I wouldn't mind.
Yes, because I do got some questions for you. Now, let me ask you this. This is off the subject, but it's a sex question. Do you think it's not right for a woman to eat a man's ass if he asked her?
Oh, I would be more than happy for her to do that. Like, if there's a spot back there around the prostate where you should be hitting it.
Right.
If you're not hitting it, it's like me not going down on you. That's just a disaster.
Right. I love you. Now, where's your favorite place to travel?
So far, I've really liked Houston. I've really liked Denver, and I really like Pittsburgh. For different reasons. Denver, it's because of their public transit. Full stop. RTD has done an amazing job. It is the entire reason why I wanted to start, back in 8th grade, I thought, where am I going to live as an adult? And I thought it was going to be Denver because of how well their system is constructed. They really went all in on public transit. And that is something that I really like, especially as someone who does not drive and absolutely hates it. The only time I really like driving has been iRacing. But there's some things that Denver can work on. They can take some advice from Houston with the mixed-use zoning. Highways are a disaster in Houston.
Yes.
If you're going to the airport or you're going to catch, a Rockets game or a Texans game or an Astros game, you're in a world of fucking hurt. But if you're just sitting around in Chinatown, you're going to the grocery store, maybe KTV, stuff like that, it's amazing because everything is so close.
Wow.
And then Pittsburgh is the people. 100%.
Wow, Pittsburgh with the people. I gotta go there.
Yeah, they're all super kind. I had a story. I went to 2 Penguins games. The second Penguins games, it was superhero night, so I thought around 4 p.m. on that day, I was in the Starbucks downtown Pittsburgh, and I thought, maybe I'll make a sign. There's a Target nearby. They might have some poster board and a marker. Let's make a sign. Say, my parents are my superheroes. Let's go, Pens. They did not have poster board. I ended up buying a cardboard box. I bought the wrong kind of Sharpie because it was super thin.
Right.
I was tearing off the cardboard box next to this vendor who was selling like scarves and whatnot. And I was like throwing away the rest of the cardboard box I didn't need. And then some guy said, good luck. I think he was thinking that it was going to be, please give me money or something like that.
Right.
And then I handed the pen because I didn't need the pen anymore. I handed it to the vendor and I said, here's a pen for you. You can keep it. And they said, really? Really? Thank you. All right, cool. And then one of the stadium attendants in the concessions in the upper bowl where I was sitting saw the sign, saw how illegible it was, from any sort of distance that you need to rewrite that sign, man. I got a pen for you. Go ahead and rewrite that sign. The staff at PPG Paints Arena is amazing. Just, there's people, you know, I was sitting there waiting for the 29 bus in Robinson Township, where my hotel was. Probably could have picked a bit better because I didn't realize it's uphill about 1,000 meters to the bus stop.
Shit.
Which, that's like a mile, you know, of level terrain when it's uphill. And then I go to the bus stop and some woman approaches me and says, "Hey, how you doing? Doing all right?" You know, in this very thick Pittsburghese accent. And we had a nice conversation. But yeah, Pittsburgh is great. Because of the people.
Right.
And
Right.
the downtown is super lively as well. It's not as lively as a 16th Street Mall, but it's definitely up there.
That's what's up. Now, do you have a traveling buddy that you go with?
No. I went with my... if I need a driver for a place, I will bring my dad. He's the one who drove me here. Excuse me. Sorry about this, viewers.
No, it's okay. He's so sweet. Every time I drop something, he picks it up for me.
Excuse me.
I appreciate you.
So, sorry about that.
You said
What?
your dad?
Yeah, my dad drives me because if you think that, you know, I'm not willing to drive, you know, 16 kilometers, let alone 160. It's just not tenable for me.
Right.
It's a lot easier to get to places like Houston, Denver, Chicago than it is to get to Oklahoma City or Wichita. Or I went to Oaklawn to play some bets down on the Super Bowl. I put down $220 in sports bets and lost it all.
Oh, wow.
I had under 46 and a half.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I
You don't use the apps?
No, because I was going to the actual Oaklawn casino.
Right.
So I had KC minus 2.5 parlay, same game parlay with under 46.5, and it ended up 47.
Oh, damn.
And then I had rushing yards for Brock Purdy, and then Travis Kelce touchdown, which didn't happen. They tried to throw to him with about 10 seconds left in the fourth. So I've stopped with the single game fantasy and sports betting. I'm still going to do best ball because I'm pretty good at best ball. I think I ended up qualifying for the second round in like 4 of my leagues this past season. So I'm probably going to do some more DraftKings leagues. And I'm probably going to try and do Fantasy Football Players Championship as well. But, yeah, that would... I hope I actually get further than the second round because that's where the big money's at.
You will. I'm sending positive vibes, love, and energy away. Hey, y'all. It is the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits, okay? I have a few more questions if you still got time.
Yeah, I still have plenty of time, so...
Yes. I got some more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. But make sure that you follow Henry on all social media. If you are on Twitter X, what is your Twitter X?
It's WeakestLink99, but it's WeakestLink99 on the other ones.
Yes. So make sure that you follow him on all social media. His information will be in the description. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube Instagram, and my .com, which is THA real JANELL. Henry, I'm loving your energy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you play any sports yourself?
I did back in high school. I did cross country along with track sophomore, junior year. I did sophomore year, I did shot put and discus.
Mhm.
And then junior year, I did the 300 hurdles.
Mhm. But nothing you wanted to stick to. You didn't want to keep doing it.
No. And then junior and senior year, I was the academic bowl captain senior year.
Mm.
And we ended up going to state senior year and went 1 and 2 in the double elimination state tournaments.
Mm. What high school did you go to?
Charles Page High School over in Sand Springs.
Okay. How was
Yeah.
that?
It was actually pretty nice. I really liked it. It helped with individual, because I had an individual education plan in place.
Mhm.
So, because I had that in place, it was a lot easier. A lot of the teachers knew that, you know, I was going to be different from maybe some of their other students.
Mhm.
And that helped the schooling journey along quite a bit.
Mhm. Right. It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. I was in a I didn't realize it was already time. I was in a special needs class, and it was different. It was very, very different.
Yeah.
So, give me 1 second. Let me share this, and we keep going. See, time goes by fast whenever
Yeah.
you have fun.
Yeah, it's been about an hour, it looks like.
Yeah, but it's okay because, like I said, I still have a few more questions. If you was watching on Instagram, it does shut down after an hour, which is fine because that's why I always tell people to go to the YouTube.
Yeah.
The YouTube is where I like to do most of my interviews whenever I have just a specific person that I'm interviewing. It's more personable, and to me, I feel like it's more personable for you.
Yeah.
You know. So, because you guys can always come back because it won't stay up on Instagram anyway. It only stays up on YouTube. So you will still have the YouTube link, and then
Yeah.
I'll send you a reel and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, who told you about the couch?
I believe it was someone who goes by, who shared it on social media. I believe it's, it's a bit of a chain because this woman, I believe she goes by Player Baby, was doing this Bad Girls Club kind of show.
Right.
And you had several of the guests on there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't end up watching that show in particular because I couldn't find it. I think it's on a paywall site maybe, so that something. But I did watch a couple episodes of one of the seasons. It was alright. I saw someone's, mattress just get thrown into a pool. And they always seemed, I figure that clubs in Atlanta by now,
Yeah.
they would know they would come in and just turn them away at the door
Mm-hmm.
because they always seem to get kicked out as well.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you like Bad Girls Club stuff like that?
I'm all right with it. It's not something I can watch a lot of at once. I'm not a big trash TV.
Mm-hmm.
I can if I was watching it as it aired and not binge it and not on like Netflix or something like that, I think it'd be a lot more watchable.
Right. That's true. That's true. You're right. So you
Yeah.
know what to look for. Can you tell us a little bit about your past life? What was it like growing up for you?
I had a bit of an easier life than most. Both my parents worked for the Department of Human Services. My mom still does. Largely throughout my childhood, they were the ones.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. DHS?
Yes, Department of Human Services, yes.
In Tulsa?
Yes.
I was in DHS, that's why I asked.
Yeah, they worked mainly with the SNAP program,
Yeah.
though I do think they did some TANF and LIHEAP as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fairly easy for childhood, just You know, I did have a bit of a rebellious streak, as much as I could have in like grade 5 and grade 8. But other than that, you know, a lot of it that I look back on, there is a lot of pressure to succeed. A lot of it was from me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, as much as it was from other people, you know, I was being handed like calculators and math textbooks, saying, "Oh, you should go to MIT." I'm 9. But yeah, a lot of, you know, references to people like Sheldon Cooper as well there. And then towards, you know, starting in middle school, I started to get more into the, you know, weeb kind of thing, with anime like School Rumble.
Right.
Not like I already, you know, wasn't into Japanese media. One of my favorite shows as a kid was Ninja Warrior and Unbeatable Bansuke.
Oh wow.
They both aired on G4. And it was nice seeing the people fall over trying to climb up these rolling logs,
Right.
or jump through these 5-6 steps, and they have someone dressed up, you know, they might be I think there was one guy dressed up as Obama once.
Yeah.
And then they fell on the wall. He's chanting out, "Yes, we can. Yes, we can." And then he immediately fell in the water. And
Right.
the commentator said, "No, he can't."
That's why you wanted to be a commentator, because that's funny. Like you can
Yeah.
be a comedian, you can be
You can be everything.
Yeah.
Depending on how it is. One thing was, you know, I do tend to do it sometimes, even when, you know, I don't have a camera, which is one of the things I want to work on. But I went back to the high school and watched them play Muskogee. I think it was last year. And this Muskogee and the varsity girls, the Muskogee varsity girls played all right. They just couldn't defend the 3, and they had no hope.
Oh shit, the 3.
Yeah. While this Sand Springs Muskogee game, it had to be seen to be believed. It was a turnover fest and a half. Nobody took care of the basketball. It was the kind of game where you're not adding anything to your huddle mixtape, and the winners are going to be running laps. I think I even said that.
Wow.
It was so bad. Muskogee didn't even make. No, they made 30 just in the 32 minutes, and I tried to tell the coach, "Hey, good game," and then I just burst out laughing.
Why did you burst out laughing?
Because they were shits.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not you burst out laughing.
yeah, I'm sorry for that.
It's okay. Now, you said you are autistic.
Yes.
Growing up, did you get made fun of because if you were autistic? Did people make you feel like you wasn't gonna?
Occasionally it came up, but not often.
Right.
I was smart enough that I was known as the smart guy and not the autistic guy.
Right.
So that helped quite a bit.
That's actually interesting that you say that. So what if he wasn't smart? Then he would be the autistic guy.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't have even been in regular classes. I probably would have had to be in the classes where all of the, there's a lot of people in wheelchairs and they're in the same class because they have mobility issues.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Now, what was the most challenging thing that you've had to endure in your life?
Just generally
Just
being
anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Just
that was my answer. Just generally finding myself. That's the most difficult thing I've had to do, is just find myself, be able to talk, be able to communicate with other people. That is the biggest issue that I've had.
Right. I'm glad you overcome every issue that you feel like you have.
Yeah.
What impact do you want to make on the world?
I just want to make the world a better place. Like, it could be anywhere. You know, like I said, I do want to get into data analysis. I also want to improve the world with the way that we have, you know, the way we exist today. I'd like us to make more money in comparison to gold. I did some research for this because I didn't know what questions were going to be asked. I had an idea, but back in 1985, we made about 350.8 Li worth of gold. That's a unit that is 1/1000th of a troy tael, which is a Chinese unit used to measure gold. One tael of gold right now is around $2,800, so it's about 1.2 troy ounces. So about 350 times 1.2, it's around 0.42 troy ounces of gold. That's how much someone made in a week at minimum wage. Now it is 70% less, down to 103.6 times 3.5. And I'll get to it eventually.
That's deep though. You know, you're
Yeah.
very smart. You know, you did your research on a lot of different things and you're
Yeah,
knowledgeable and you're able to speak on it. That's dope.
yeah. I would like us, you know, minimum wage to return. I don't think it will return by the value of gold decreasing. I think it will have to be an increase in minimum wage. Around to the 25,000 copper coin or 250 Li kind of area. So that'd be 3/10 of a troy ounce per week for minimum wage. So at 2,300 would be $690 a week. So that's more than what I currently make, and it's more than what a lot of people who probably deserve to make more currently make. I'm not sure how much, you know, nurses, EMTs, firefighters, but you know, they deserve to make quite a bit more than me, and they don't because we're such in a shitty situation.
Facts. Now, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I hope to get a job. I hope to, well, not just get a job, but I hope to make senior data analyst at a company and be able to use the skills that I am learning now to make the world a better place, improve processes that we currently have. Though, you know, it's very difficult to do without diving into the knowledge. And I've had, for this program alone, just for corn, I've had to do so much research about corn, the way it grows, the pests that it has, and where it can grow, and things like that. It took a lot of reading through seed catalogs, tractors. Honestly, the tractors were just for me. And it'll be the same for logistics as well. It's going to be very different because it's a very different environment. Every single industry is very different, though they have some of the same challenges, like the 5 parts of the supply chain are applicable to almost any business, hence why, you know, I really want to get this Unilever supply chain management specialization. I think it's an actual professional certificate, not a specialization. I think the Rutgers one was a specialization, but yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Was coding difficult to learn? It's so like, Jesus, it's so many. It's even they so small.
And it can. can be difficult, but I've had a lot of help, both from, because I know people who have gotten into coding. My older sister works, with code a lot. She's in marketing. So she's really the one who got me into this kind of area of IT and tech. So she's the one who really encouraged me to get into learning Python. I'm probably going to end up, I'm going to have to, for the Google certificate, I'm going to have to learn R as well. And a lot of the packages that Python has, such as NumPy, scikit-learn. There's one called GeoPandas. I never knew what pandas have to do with, coding, but there's one called Pandas and then GeoPandas, and I've had to use both. So it's something that really interests me. It's actually kind of relaxing finding these solutions on LeetCode, as well as making it with your own code that I have written. Another language that I learned is SQL. I learned how to do an A/B test using SQL. So if you have a a redesign of your website, I can show you exactly using SQL how, and an A/B test calculator, how well your website redesign has gone.
Wow. Is there a way that you can pull it up so we can flip the screen around and show people a little bit what the coding looks like?
Yeah, I can show you some of this code. I will say as well that some of this data, along with the Iowa Mesonet and the National Weather Service. Let me get the exact name of this. And something like this already does exist.
Right.
I will say this.
Right.
I think High Plains Climate Center has this. Let's see. I need to get the citation for this.
Okay.
So it will be a little bit, so I can end up getting this citation.
Y'all come on in. Make sure that you share the live. Tell your peoples about the couch. I still have a few more questions. I know y'all I thought you was almost done. I am almost done. But I do want y'all to see a little bit of the coding because it's really, really cool, especially for somebody who didn't know anything about coding. I've seen it, but I'm I don't know what that is. Them little codes and
climate monitoring.
But we see it, but we don't know exactly how to read it. But he's a vet, he know how to read it and everything. He even created his own code. That's cool.
Yeah, and every single thing, including what you're watching this on right now, is made of code by one language or another. If you're on a website, it's usually HTML5 and CSS3. There's also stuff like JavaScript. Some of the older stuff uses something called Fortran, which is extremely old, so fucking old that it's a genuine concern that we're still using it. But if you know it, it's big business if you're proficient at all in it.
It's big business because it's old school. They want that old school back, huh?
Well, it's because they don't change anything ever. So that can be difficult. There we go. This is the data set overview and the citation. So I'm going to add that into mine as Markdown. And I'll have to pull up the email that I had. Okay, I need to add plus Markdown, Control V. I need to put in the subset that I used, exactly what subset I used, and the dates as well that I first ordered it. And then, as you can see here, this is me installing the package because it's not native, and then I wrote all my formulas down here. And this isn't all my formulas yet, it's this block. I got a lot of blocks of code. So this is how I gather the data to process it. And then this is for the National Weather Service data. And then this is for their long-term forecast. They forecast in 90-day intervals.
And if you guys couldn't see this, I am going to get a small video before he leaves so you guys can also see as well. I'll put it as the little clip.
Yeah. They have, they make forecasts of 90-day periods for throughout the next year. So I wanted to leverage that in order to provide better predictions for corn farmers to pick out the correct types of seed, correct amount of storm resistance that they may need because of precipitation. A lot of this precipitation comes in this growing season. Like 10% of the precipitation in Des Moines comes through January and March, and the rest of it's the rest of the year. And there's not a lot in December and November either. So a lot of this has been necessary. I've had to make a plot here on exactly what chance for a given day, given a given normal and a given prediction, like above normal 40, the chance of, exactly how much the chance is of getting a particular amount or more of rain. I've had to find out how accurate these weather models actually are, and they're shockingly accurate up to 7 days. And so usually when Travis Meyer or whoever's in Oklahoma City makes a forecast, about 5 to 7 days out, you can be pretty certain of it, unless there's something like a front that has to move, that's moving in, that may affect something. So,
how important is coding to the world?
I think it is one of the greatest pieces of technology of the 21st century. And the 20th century as well, but especially with the 21st century and how we're getting into machine learning and AI. I mean, you've started to see generative AI everywhere.
Right.
So I think that coding is, at least right now, one of the most important technologies that we've had.
Facts. That's dope. Now, one of my last few questions is, how would you describe yourself to someone who has never met you before and they're just now meeting you?
Hi, I'm Henry. I am a data analyst looking for work, and I think I'm a cool guy. So I don't think about these questions very well. So
no, it's cool. That's why I don't tell you what they are. I just ask. 'Cause
yeah.
you never know if you've ever been asked it before, and if you haven't, you never know what your answer might be.
Yeah.
Would you say that you are where you want to be in life right now?
No. I don't want to be in retail. I want to get out as soon as I feasibly can. And thankfully with this, it feels like there's a light coming through at the end, but
it is.
yeah.
It'll happen for you. Yeah. Real quick. Now my last question is, a youth in government, can you tell us about that experience and what the program was about?
Yeah, it was about, we were high schoolers and we got to go to the Capitol and we got to pretend to make laws that we thought needed to be made. So we actually at least at the time, I don't know if it's still running, I don't know if the YMCA is still doing it, but we got to go down and physically sit in the House and Senate chambers here at the state capitol in Oklahoma City, and we got to write bills and we got to go through the process that's typically used in making a law. So we had to go through committee, and then we had to send it from the House to the Senate, to the House to the Senate.
Right.
The biggest moment I had, it wasn't the college version of it in Oklahoma Intercollegiate Legislature, which I think the university clubs run themselves. I think I'm actually going to tell a different story rather than the story with the representative that came in, because this one annoyed me. They were looking to pass some sort of bill. I don't remember quite what it was, but they needed 76 out of 101 votes. They were on 73, 74 for an eternity. And they just, well, we had a representative talking to us about how great it is that young people are getting involved. Ding, 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 ding. That fucking division bell. Non-stop. This is why these votes are usually timed. And it just went on and on for a fucking hour.
Oh, wow.
Because they wanted it passed. And they were gonna go, it looked like they were gonna go all night.
Oh, shit.
That is when you kind of lose respect for, representatives at that point, because the decision's been made at that point. You don't have to ring this division bell for an hour and annoy everyone in the Capitol building just because you didn't get your way.
Right. Now, I definitely appreciate you for being on the couch. Is there anything you would like to leave the people with?
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I am WeakestLink99 on YouTube and Instagram, WLink99 on Twitter/X. I think my Twitch channel is WeakestLink99 as well. I might stream there, hopefully. It's been great to have you on. Great to be on. Great for you to have me.
Yes.
And I'd love to be here again.
Anytime. I definitely appreciate you. Your energy is beautiful. You are a beautiful person inside and out.
Yeah.
Like, since the time you walked in, you've been so attentive to me.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being on the couch.
Thank you.
Yes. You guys have a good night, and I will be having a little reel posted, so y'all stay tuned. And make sure that you subscribe to the Spotify and Pandora Couch Chronicles No Limits to listen to it tonight. Love y'all. It's the Couch
Love you too.
Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits.
Have a good night.